You know what's wild? A janitor who never made more than $25,000 a year died with $8 million in the bank. Meanwhile, countless executives making six figures are drowning in debt. So what's the difference? It's not intelligence. It's not luck. It's psychology. Today, we're breaking down Morgan Housel's The Psychology of Money, the book that'll change how you think about wealth forever. Here's the truth bomb. Your relationship with money isn't logical. It's emotional, and it's shaped by everything you've been through. If you grew up poor, you might hoard cash like it's going extinct. If you grew up rich, you might blow through money like it grows on trees. Neither approach is crazy. It just makes sense based on your story. Housel says, we all think we know how the world works, but really we only know how our world works. A teenager in the 1950s who saw stocks double every few years, they think the market is magic. Someone who lost everything in 2008, they think it's a casino. The point? Stop judging other people's money moves. And more importantly, recognize your own biases. Ask yourself, am I making this decision based on logic or based on some deep fear or belief I picked up years ago? Bill Gates went to one of the only high schools in the world with a computer in 1968. That's insane luck. But his best friend from that same school, Kent Evans, died in a mountaineering accident before graduating. Same school, same opportunities, totally different outcomes. Here's what most people miss. Luck and risk are two sides of the same coin. When someone's rich, we say they're smart. When someone's broke, we say they're lazy. But we ignore the role of randomness. You can do everything right and still lose. You can do everything wrong and still win, at least in the short term. So, what do you do with this? Stay humble when you're winning. Stay hopeful when you're losing. And never worship someone's financial success without understanding the invisible role luck played. Because if you think it's all skill, you'll take insane risks trying to copy them. Rajat Gupta, Bernie Madoff. These guys had hundreds of millions of dollars, and they still wanted more. So they broke the law, destroyed their reputations, and lost everything. Housel asks, what's the point of risking what you have and need for something you don't have and don't need? There's no such thing as enough in modern society. Social media makes sure of that. Someone always has more. A bigger house, a nicer car, a better vacation. But chasing that invisible finish line will destroy you. The hardest financial skill? Saying, I have enough. Because once you cross that line into greed, you start gambling with your happiness, your relationships, your freedom. And that's a trade you'll regret. Figure out your enough number, write it down, protect it. Because wealth isn't about having the most, it's about having what you need and not screwing it up. Warren Buffett is worth over $100 billion. But here's the kicker. $97 billion of that came after his 60th birthday, and $81 billion came after he turned 65. His secret isn't that he's a genius investor, it's that he's been a good investor for 80 years. That's compounding. Compounding doesn't feel exciting. Saving $500 a month sounds boring, but give it 30 years at 8% returns, that's over $700,000. Not from being clever, just from being consistent. Most people quit too early. They want quick wins. They see someone make $1 million overnight and think patience is for suckers. But time is the most powerful force in finance, not tactics, not timing. Time. The formula is simple. Save consistently, invest wisely, and then do the hardest thing of all, nothing. Just wait. Let compounding do its thing. It's not sexy, but it works. You see someone driving a Ferrari and you think, that person's rich. Wrong. You have no idea. Maybe they're rich. Maybe they're $500,000 in debt trying to look rich. Real wealth is invisible. It's the car not purchased, the watch not worn, the vacation not taken. Wealth is the money you haven't spent yet, quietly growing, giving you options. Housel says we admire people who spend money on things we can see. But the only way to actually build wealth is to not spend money, which means true wealth requires humility. It requires you to look poorer than you are. And here's the psychological trap. Spending money to show people you have money is the fastest way to not have money. Because once you start playing that game, you never stop. There's always someone with more to impress. Rich is a current income. Wealth is hidden assets. Know the difference. At 22, you think you'll want the same things at 42. You won't. Your goals will shift. Your priorities will evolve. Your career might pivot. Your family situation will change, so why do we make 30-year financial plans assuming we'll stay the same person? It's delusional. Housel says extreme financial planning is dangerous. Going into massive debt for a career you think you'll love forever? Risky. Sacrificing your entire 20s for a future that might not matter to you? Dangerous. Build flexibility into your plan. Avoid extreme ends of the spectrum. Save aggressively, but don't deprive yourself completely. Invest for the future, but don't forget to live today. Because the person you'll be in 20 years deserves options, and you can't give them options if you've locked yourself into someone else's dream. Okay, so how do you actually use this? 3 actions you can take today. 1, define your enough. Write down the number that would make you feel secure. House paid off, kids' college covered, a year's expenses saved. Get specific. That's your target. Don't move the goalposts. 2, automate your savings. Set up a system where money goes straight from your paycheck into savings or investments before you see it. Make wealth building invisible and automatic. That's how you win. 3, build in buffer. Save more than you think you need. Invest more conservatively than feels exciting. Give yourself room for life to surprise you, because it will. The goal isn't to be perfect, it's to be reasonable, and to keep going long enough for compounding to work its magic. Here's the big idea. Money isn't about math. It's about behavior. You don't need to be the smartest person in the room. You don't need a finance degree. You just need patience, humility, and the self-control to not do stupid things. That janitor with $8 million, he just saved consistently, invested in index funds, and never touched it. For decades. That's it. No secret formula. Just boring, unsexy discipline. So stop chasing complexity. Stop comparing yourself to people on Instagram. Start building wealth the way it's actually built. Slowly, quietly, consistently. If this changed how you think about money, hit that like button and subscribe for more breakdowns like this. Now go apply this stuff. Your future self will thank you. If you want, I can also